Picture this. Gotham wakes up screaming, but no one knows whose voice they're hearing anymore. Imagine Basil Karlo standing alone on a rain-stained rooftop, spotlight from a distant blimp cutting across his face like a final, cruel audition. His breath shakes, his reflection flickers, and the city has no idea that the greatest horror actor it ever produced is about to give a performance no one survives unchanged. He moves, fast, a ghost in a wet overcoat slipping through backlot shadows. Every step echoes with that old Titan-cracking fury he once unleashed on screen, but this time, it's real. This time, the man who made monsters is about to become one. And it all starts with jealousy sharp enough to carve. Basil watches from behind a broken set wall as a younger actor performs his legendary scream. The same tone that once shook Golden Age theaters. The same expression he perfected during 15-hour takes. Now replaced, rewritten, erased. Is there anything crueler than watching your own legacy handed to someone who barely knows your name? Overkill to be angry, or the only human response? For a heartbeat, he almost walks away. But envy has teeth and it's starving. This isn't just an origin story. It's the moment Gotham learns its most terrifying villain was never born. He was created. So here's the twist. Basil doesn't just break into a prop room. He slips into a restricted Gotham medical tech lab the studio quietly funds. Imagine cool white light, humming canisters, and a locked case holding a prototype serum meant to regenerate burn victims' skin. A Star Labs cross-collab someone tried to bury under NDAs. Hot take. Gotham's worst villains are born from corporate shortcuts, not madness. Basil steals it. Not to hurt, not even to cheat, just to look like himself again. To reverse time's cruelty. To prove he's still worth one last headline. But what happens when survival becomes self-delusion? The serum hits him like melted ice and electricity. 2 seconds of relief. 3 seconds of warmth. Then his cheek trembles. His nose dips. His skin ripples like it's remembering someone else. Basil grips the sink until his knuckles whiten, only to realize the reflection staring back smiles without him. He blinks. Now he has a younger jawline. He blinks again. Now it's gone. What would you even do if your own face refused to listen? A week passes, then 2. His voice drops mid-sentence during an audition. His chin reshapes while he orders coffee. A stranger's dimple appears on his face, then melts away before he can breathe. Hot take. Clayface isn't born a monster. He's born a victim of his own hope. The man is breaking. Soon, Gotham whispers. Executives bribed by someone who looks exactly like their rival. Actors replaced in their own trailers. Civilians robbed by people with their same faces. A cop arrests a man who looks exactly like him, and both swear they're the real one. Is it paranoia if the threat can literally become you? Basil doesn't mean to commit crimes. Not at first. He's sleepwalking through identities, losing time, losing memory, becoming someone else by accident, and sometimes on purpose. What's scarier, the moments he can't control or the moments he can? Reflection beat. For a single night, he walks Gotham as himself again. No distortions, no echoes, and he almost believes he can live like this. But identity is an addiction, and one taste of freedom spirals too fast. Then it happens. Batman enters the picture. Picture the Dark Knight stalking a rooftop, cape slicing through moonlight, reviewing 3 separate crime scenes that point to 3 different suspects. But every detail, every motive, every footprint, every witness sketch lines up like they were planned by a single mastermind. Hot take. Detective Batman is scarier than any version with gadgets. When Batman finally corners Basil, it's in an abandoned theater, the one where Basil's biggest film once premiered. Dust, broken seats, a torn poster hanging like a forgotten obituary. Basil stands center stage, face shifting between panic and pride, youth and age, hero and villain. Batman steps forward. Basil splits into 6 faces in under a second. Not violently, just a rapid cascade, like flipping through channels of his own life. A smile here, a scar there, a version of himself he wished he could be, a version he regrets ever becoming. And then, he melts into the floor like a collapsing silhouette. Hot take. If this Clayface existed in the current DCU, he'd outrank half the Justice League in raw strategic threat. Batman chases, but how do you track a man who can become water, smoke, memory? How do you outsmart someone who can walk into your investigation wearing your partner's face? Gotham reacts with panic. Trust evaporates. Store owners check IDs for customers they've known for years. Couples question each other's voices. A city built on fear discovers a new flavor of it. The fear that the person next to you isn't a person at all. Would you survive in a place where identity itself is suspect? And that's when Basil snaps. Not horrifically, not violently, emotionally. The transformation becomes desire. Identity becomes currency. He realizes he can be anyone at any time. He can live 100 lives, taste 1,000 dreams, escape 1,000,000 insecurities. Hot take, Clayface doesn't crave power, he craves permission to stop being himself. Reflection beat. For a moment he wants to stop, to ask for help, to let someone see him without fear. But shame is thicker than clay, and it sets faster. Then comes the DCU twist. Star Labs traces the stolen formula back to a classified project involving morphic healing, tech they designed for off-world ambassador programs. This serum wasn't Gotham-level dangerous. It was planetary dangerous. Basil unintentionally hijacked tech meant to reshape living tissue across species lines. What happens when a man built for horror inherits power meant for gods? Basil finally understands. He isn't an actor anymore. He's a possibility. His last footprint in the upper city is on a sewer grate behind a theater he once loved. And his final human words echo in the metal as his body liquefies. Why play the role they gave me when I can steal any life I want? Is that ambition or the most fragile cry for help you've ever heard? Reflection wave. Batman arrives seconds too late. He kneels by the grate, touches the clay residue, and mutters what might be the most haunting line of his early career. He's not a criminal. He's a tragedy waiting to break the city. If you'd watch this version of Clayface tear open the DCU, hit that subscribe. If this origin redefines the character for you, drop a like. It helps more than you know. And hey, if Basil Karlo just became your favorite Gotham villain, tell me why in the comments. One world redeemed in fire, another scarred by truth. So tell me, was that salvation or the start of something worse?